We present the new features and changes in BlueSpice 5.2. One highlight is definitely the AI chatbot. And Verena Hösel, product manager at Hallo Welt GmbH, will introduce you to the new features in detail. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat at any time, and we'll address them at the end of the presentation. With that, I'll hand over to Verena. Enjoy the talk.
Thank you. So welcome also from my side to today's lunchtime talk, which is about what is new in BlueSpice 5.2. For those who might not know me, my name is Verena Hösel and I'm working as a product manager at Hallo Welt. I also have a little agenda for the topics we will talk about within the next 30 minutes. We will start with our AI applications regarding a chatbot and the search integration. There will also be some insights on connecting chat applications and conference tools to BlueSpice. In addition, we will also see how to embed external content and ticket links within a wiki. There will be a little excursus about accessibility. And last but not least, we also will talk about the upgrade of existing features. In the end, as my colleague Evi said, there will be a Q&A session. So if you have questions, please feel free to post them on the chat and we will talk about them later. That said, we will start with the AI chatbot first. So the objective for this development was to support users in interacting with the wiki by introducing some kind of an advanced search function for content in the wiki, which is the chatbot. The details for the implementation were that we developed a chatbot user interface on the one hand, and on the other hand, we also implemented a RAG pipeline. The chat itself has some chat actions, and there is also something which we call AI indexing. The AI indexing is on the one hand for allowing pages to be processed for the answers of the chatbot, and it's also possible to just consider approved pages. If you would like to do so, you can change this in the configuration manager, and this depends on your choice here. Regarding the requirements, so you would need at least BlueSpice Pro to have a chatbot integrated, and with Farm and Cloud, you're also good to go. In addition, you would need to provide a LLM, which is OpenAI compatible, and then the chatbot can be configured for the wiki. Regarding the AI search integration, which is the second part of the AI development, we thought it might make sense to support the user with a little AI summary in the search center. By doing so, there is content prepared, which gives a quick and easy overview about the search term a user has entered. This is a pretty common practice, which you might have also seen on some search engines, and it is very useful to have something like that. In addition, there are also reference links, which are considered as the source of information. So if a user would like to deep dive into some topic, he or she can simply visit the link and get more information about the topic. Also, the AI indexing is something which is considered here. So as I said previously, this depends if a page is allowed to be processed by the chatbot, as well as if you would like to consider the stabilization of a page. And for the requirements, it's pretty the same as for the chatbot. So you would need the BlueSpice Pro, Farm, or Cloud edition. And in addition, there is the need of an LLM that is provided by you and which is OpenAI compatible. That said, it was a lot of theory. I thought we might want to switch into some little demo, and therefore I have this test system here. It is it contains all the contents of our help desk, as you might can see from this news box. It's a little bit older content, so just that you know why I'm asking a question like I will do in a few seconds. So at first, the entry point for the chatbot is in the lower right corner here. So there is this small icon which allows to maximize the chat. And if I do so, you can see that we have this classic view of a chatbot here. The next Wikibot, this is also delivered as default, but if you would like to personalize your own chatbot, you can do so via the configuration manager. So it's pretty easy to change the name here. It might needs to match your corporate identity. So you don't need to use the Wikibot as a name for the chatbot and can change it on your own if you want to. There are also free icons here, which I would like to explain real quick. So the first is about the window size of the chat. We introduced 3 different chatbot sizes. The first one you can see here is the full size screen. This might make sense if you want to use the chatbot really often and ask a lot of questions so that you have all the contents or the answers the chatbot gives you displayed here. There's also the so-called split view. So if you are on a page and want to use the chatbot in addition, you can split the pages and ask the chatbot questions here. And last but not least, I think this is the most classic view. You might know it from other websites. Is this small window over here, which is also the default view of the chatbot, which can be used at any time. Then there are 2 further icons. One is for minimizing the chat and the other one is for closing and deleting the chat history. If you decide to minimize your chat, your conversation with the chatbot will be kept. So if you ask questions and decide, okay, I have enough information for now and I would like to work at some other place in the wiki, you can simply minimize it. And if you click on the icon again, the conversation will still be displayed. And the other option is the closing of the chatbot, which results in a deletion of the whole conversation. So if you open it again, the conversation is not stored. It's rather deleted, and but you would be able to start a new one if you want to. Yes. Okie dokie. Now I close it, open it again. Then we have this input field for asking questions, and I would like to ask a question so you can see how the chatbot answers. As I said, the content of this test system is a little bit older. That's why I ask what is new about BlueSpice 5.1. And then simply press enter. Then you can see that the chatbot is working and searching for some answer, which will be displayed right away. Exactly. Now you can see that the chatbot explains that there are several new and enhanced features. There are also reference links shown, which can be expanded so that you know what is the source of information here. It's also possible to click on this link so you can get more insights, which page has been used for this answer. And get more knowledge about that if you want to. There are also 2 further icons. One is here, which says copy answer. So it's possible to copy the answer into your clipboard. You can use the answer, for example, in your private chat for updating a colleague or something. Or you can also use this button for pasting the answer in some wiki page, for example. In addition, we also have another feature introduced here, which is kind of my second use case I just said. So you can save the answer as a wiki page, which means if you click on this button here, the chatbot will process a little bit. And then it says message saved, and the chatbot automatically creates an own page with a proposal regarding the page title. where the answer is stored below your user and your user, so in a user namespace below your username, there is this red link created bot, and below this bot page, there are all pages listed you have decided to save as a page. Of course, it's possible to edit the page or also rename the page and moving the page so that you can process the answer at some other place in the wiki. Yes. Another highlight which I would like to say about the chatbots is or are the follow-up questions over here. So there are some questions displayed which are related to your last question. And if you decide to select one, for example, we will choose to show which extensions have been removed with BlueSpice 5.1. You can simply click on it. The chatbot will process this question again. Yes, now. Now the answer is displayed, and as I said, some further follow-up questions are shown. So this is everything about the chatbot for now, and I will close it. The second part of the AI development was the search summary. And for example, if you search for a search term like releases, you can simply press on enter. Then you can see that the AI summary is working over here. If it's finished and the answer is a little bit longer because we limited the heat of this box to not cover all the search results over here, you can simply click on the read more button and the whole answer is displayed regarding releases in this case. So for example, if I use this reference link, I will be forwarded to a page where all information and all releases and release notes for this version are collected. That's how you use the Search Center over here. And we think that's a good opportunity to summarize topics and get a quick and easy overview regarding a topic. This, of course, works with several search terms. Exactly. So that was my presentation about the AI applications. And now we will further proceed with the chat applications and conference tools. We also had some developments here. So our goal was to support user in their daily work by somehow integrating common chat services. The development itself includes sharing pages via MS Teams, as well as linking a chat service within a page or the title area as an entry point for conferences. So for example, if you're working with protocols or meeting minutes and you always use the same channel, you can simply add the logo here for an entry point so that everybody knows where to go. In addition, we also extended our current notification system, and we also have some bot integration into the chat services. The details about all these developments will be shown in a few seconds. I just wanted to point out the requirements again. So you would need the BlueSpice Pro Form or Cloud Edition to use these features. In addition, you also need to provide your own LLM that is OpenAI compatible. And also for using the chat service, you would need a license for the respective service you're using. That said, we take a look at the implementation about sharing wiki pages via MS Teams. It is important to say that this implementation only works for MS Teams, so no other chat service is integrated here. But if you're using Teams and you would like to share pages via Teams, we integrated into this share menu another entry point for sharing the pages. And if you click on this entry, the MS Team mask will open and you can define some recipient. You can add some further comments here or text you would like to or a message you would like to send to the recipient, and the link from the wiki page is displayed immediately. Do not be confused that my mask is displayed in German. This depends on my user language for MS Teams. That's why is displayed in German and not in English for now. It might be also noteworthy that if you do not want to use this feature, it is possible to disable it via the configuration manager. So there is a checkbox which allows to display this item in the share menu. Depends on your needs. Next one is the linking of a chat service. Therefore, we introduced 6 new content droplets. These 6 new content droplets are respective to a chat service, which are MS Teams, Slack, Rocket.Chat, Google Meet, Zoom, and Matrix. You can choose the content droplet you would like to use, so the service you would like to use. You can add the URL to the channel. Here, you can also add or specify a label if you want to. It's not necessary, but sometimes it might make sense. You can define the icon size over here, and you can also define if the icon should be displayed. If you deselect this one, the label is displayed only if you specified one. And the last option here to configure is if the item should be shown in the title. So the default is that the icon is displayed in the content. Of course, it can add it to the content at the place you would like to do so. In my case, it's right below the page title over here. And if you would like to display the icon in the header area of a page, it is located next to the edit icon over here. And by just simply clicking on the icon, you will be forwarded to the respective chat channel then. We also decided to extend our notification system a little bit, which means you might know this screen where you can edit your subscription set for the events you would like to be notified on. In former times, we only had the checkbox for also delivered to email over here. But with BlueSpice 5.2, we also offer to deliver the notifications to MS Teams, Slack, or Rocket.Chat. It might be noteworthy that the frequency of the delivery of notifications is not respected. It's a little bit visible in the background over here. So this frequency only applies to email notifications, not to chat notifications, which means that notifications from your wiki would arrive in real time to your chat. I also added 2 examples here. So this one is Slack, where you can see that the user have been notified by the BlueSpice chatbot about certain events. And I also added a little bit of screenshot for the example of MS Teams here. Last but not least, regarding the chat applications, we also have some chat integration, which has kind of the same or similar functionality as the chatbot in the wiki, but this time the chatbot is external, so it is linked to your own private chat. There will be a user created, which is called BlueSpice Chatbot, and you can simply ask questions over here. I used this example because I would like to demonstrate that the chatbot reacts to the language you're asking the question. So at the first time I asked in German, and the answer was also displayed in German. And at the second time I asked in English, and the answer is displayed in English. Regarding this initializing sentence, I would say it's always displayed in English over here. This is related to the fact that my BlueSpice is set to English, so my user language is set to in English, and that's why the sentence is displayed in this language. So if your wiki is set to German, the sentence will be displayed in German, and if it's set to some different language, it will be respected over here. I also added another example around Rocket.Chat. We're using this pretty often in our company, and there it is also possible to use the bot integration for expanding the search. Our next topic regarding what's new in BlueSpice 5.2 is about the embedding of external content and ticket links. We thought that it might be helpful for users to have such functionality for enriching page content and also for improving the use case IT documentation in the wiki. Regarding the development itself, it is possible to embed external content into wiki pages, and it's also possible to link tickets within the content of a page, and those tickets are highlighted visually then. We also introduced some kind of pattern recognition. So this means if you define the sequence of your ticket link, you can simply copy and paste it, and the wiki will automatically transfer it to this ticket pill, which is visually highlighted then. The feature is available from BlueSpice Pro when using BlueSpice Pro Form or Cloud Edition. I also added some screenshots here. So for embedding external content, we also introduced a new content droplet, which is called external content and can be used for embedding the content from Git repositories, for example, Markdown files. This one is pretty simple. You just need an URL, or you just need to insert the droplet, and you get this little inspector and you can define the URL to the repo. There are several other settings you can choose if you would like to. And if you click on done, the content from this repo is inserted, and after saving the page, it is displayed as normal page content, I would say. What is pretty remarkable about that is that you don't have to update it. So if the content of this Git repo is updated at its original location, it also gets updated on the page of the wiki. So there's no double efforts necessary to have an updated IT documentation in your wiki. Regarding the linking of the tickets, as I said previously, you can define some patterns over here. Therefore, we introduced a new MediaWiki page, which is called Issue Tracker Links Config. In this case, I have three ticket systems inserted. Those are GitHub, GitLab, and Jira, for example. The important one is that you define the URL over here. And the second most important thing is the display mask, because this is this automatic recognition of a pattern, which I told previously. I also inserted here a little example how this looks like. So in this case, I just pasted the URL to the page content. And as you can see, so this is the initial commit minus com is the owner. Then the repo is git minus dummy, and the ID of the issue is 5. So it was recognized automatically, and I didn't have to do some further editing for that. And of course, if you click on this one, you will be forwarded to the website or ticket system, depends where you store your issues. We have a little excursus to accessibility, because this was also a pretty important topic for when developing BlueSpice 5.2. So our goal was to support accessibility for the read mode in the wiki by optimizing interfaces and improving also screen reader output. This includes that we introduced new user interfaces at some places. For example, if you take a look at the screenshot over here, you might notice that filters are now set differently. There are two icons over here. One is for sorting, the other is for filtering, and they will be edited in a row over here and can also be changed if you would like to. The default that is displayed is the date, as far as I remember, and everything else has been added manually over here. But this grants more access to accessibility, and also the screen reader knows how to read this interface. We also focused on contrasts and colors and did a lot of improvement for labels which are necessary for the screen reader so that it announces the output correctly. We also added a lot of explanations at certain points within the wiki, and yeah, I think it's a good thing. The development itself went into BlueSpice 3, Pro, Farm, and Cloud. Last but not least, we also had some upgrade of existing features where we would like or we wanted to improve the handling of those features. To name a few over here is, we now have a full screen mode for editing draw diagrams, as well as an opportunity to upload and download XML files for processes. We also did a lot of UX improvements, such as a new interface for special preferences, which can be seen over here. So we changed the layout to a booklet dialog now. This was mainly done because of the accessibility topic, because it grants more accessibility, but it's also easier to use, I think. We overworked all the contents in the special preference displayed, and some of them we removed and some of them we made a little bit easier to understand. We also aligned a lot of our standard dialogues so that they are built in a similar way, and that the elements can be recognized again. All these developments also did go into the free, Pro, Farm, and Cloud editions of BlueSpice 5.2. As I said, we now have a full screen mode for editing a draw.io diagram, which means this one over here is the common view you are used to. So you can simply use the draw.io droplet to insert the draw.io editor. We now offer two edit modes for the draw.io. One is the inline editor. This is the view the most users are used to. And the second one is the full screen mode, which can be seen over here. It means that the editor of draw.io uses the whole width and height of your browser window. This is perfectly fine for editing big diagrams or creating big diagrams. And I think this is very helpful. After saving within the editor over here, the draw.io will be displayed again at the page of the refresh. Also, I think I would like to mention over here is that you can configure via the config manager which edit mode for draw.ios should be used as default. So there's now a new setting. You can choose whether the editor should be opened in this inline page view, or with you can define if it opens in the full screen mode. Of course, if a user inserts the diagram, there's still the opportunity to select the other edit mode if desired, but there would be an option to globally define which edit view should be used for the draw.io diagrams. Exactly. We also introduced, like I said, an option for uploading and downloading XML files for processes, which means, for example, if you already have an XML file on your laptop, for example, and you would like to import this process into the wiki, this is now possible when going to the edit mode of a processes. There is this little icon displayed where you can simply click on and import the XML file. The process will be then displayed immediately after the import, and you can simply save the changes. I think this is a pretty good thing to do because some people might have this process definitions locally stored, and now it is pretty easy to bring them to the wiki. In addition, the other way around is also possible. So if you have a process defined in your wiki, it is now easily possible to download the diagram as XML and use these files in other places if you want to. So if you're interested in our developments for BlueSpice 5.2, I added 2 links to our help desk. The one is about the whole overview of the BlueSpice 5.2, mainly focusing on the features I just explained to you. And in addition, it is always worth to take a look at our release notes because there are some further informations regarding extensions and other stuff. Last but not least, so if you're using the cloud, you're updated to 5.2 already. So you have access to all the features I mentioned. If you're not having a cloud and are using on-prem, I would like to tell you that at the beginning of next year, BlueSpice 5.2 will be officially released. Yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you and have a good day.